Hi, I'm Jake Warner from the Penrith Solar Centre. Join me as I unbox our very first Tesla Powerwall 3. So first thing to note is that the Powerwall 3 comes in an all new recyclable and reusable packaging. Tesla have developed a program where we keep the packaging of the Powerwall 3 and send it back, and they will actually give us a credit. Great initiative by Tesla to stop the war on waste. They can be removed with side cutters. The top cover of the Powerwall 3 comes off. First things first, get rid of this cardboard box, which would have the tempered glass front cover in it. And this is the inside of the Powerwall 3. Up here you have your DC input with a DC isolator on the side of the unit. So your DC input, solar input goes into these here. You've got all your battery cells down here, and your inverter is up the top. This side over here is where the grid connection happens, the AC side of the battery. And this here is the Tesla Taco, which is the new comms and system controller for the Powerwall 3. It actually supersedes some of the parts in the Gateway 2, which is a product that you have to use when you're installing the Powerwall 3 for now. It has two ground mounting feet down here, which are fully adjustable. So the Powerwall 3 always will use its bracket against whatever surface you're mounting it to, or its bracket if you're wall mounting this product. So left in the box, we have the air intake grill, which gets mounted underneath the Powerwall. It is actually a removable, cleanable product. We have the Powerwall accessory kit. So the Powerwall accessory kit comes with some DC lugs for the DC input. It's got some cable ties for securing your cable. Actually comes with a P2 Phillips head bit. That's really interesting. And some screws for mounting the front glass cover. It also comes with some ferrite cores. These would be for installing over the cable once you've completed the installation. So it does have 6 ferrite cores. The thing that I'm most excited to see in this box is, of course, the glass cover of the Powerwall 3. But as I imagined, they're going to bore me with the bracket first. Let's open up the bracket and have a look. Alrighty, here's the bracket for the Powerwall 3. It looks a little more minimal and lighter duty compared to the Powerwall 2. The Powerwall 2 was a wider bracket because the battery is around 100mm wider. Looks like it has great mounting holes as well. It's got mounting holes down the center and on the bottom. I'd imagine the bottom and the top of the bracket hold the weight of the Powerwall 3, which is of course 130 kilos. The tempered glass cover, that looks so good. It is just the real Tesla finish, you know, like they don't do anything by halves. This is the best or nothing. So that looks really good. It feels impressive, and you'd certainly be really proud to mount that on your home. It does have a seal around the back of it, so that'll help the Powerwall maintain its IP rating once it's installed. Okay, now we've got the Powerwall 3 out of the box and standing upright. Let's talk about some of the features and the inputs and how the Powerwall 3 actually works. The first thing to note is that it is an aluminium outer, and it is really well machine finished. It looks awesome. It actually looks like you could nearly polish it up and get a mirror finish on it. Not that they've done that. The first thing you'll notice down the right-hand side is you've got this isolator here, which can be switched. That is for the DC input of this battery. The solar will come in through either rear mount, or you can punch out some of these holes here in the side and do side entry for the solar. Those DC cables are gonna run up to your roof. Then they're gonna come in here and be terminated on the back side of this isolator. The Powerwall 3 in Australia supports up to 3 MPPTs, which means you can have up to 3 cables coming into this battery. The next part of the Powerwall that we'll talk about is the Taco. Tesla are really excited about developing this computer, and they think they've got most of the smarts out of the Gateway and into the Powerwall 3. The Taco has some little biscuits in there, which are where we would put the data cable that we run between the Powerwall and the Gateway, which helps the Powerwall and the Gateway communicate. It also has Ethernet ports in here as well. As we come over to the left, you'll see where we have our AC connection for the battery. So of course the battery does have an 11.04 kilowatt inverter inside of it, which means you're going to need some pretty big AC cable. It does accept anything from 6 mil to 25 mil AC cable. So that's the inside of the battery. All the cells are down here. Importantly, you'll notice the fins on the battery. This battery is a naturally cooled battery via a heat sink. It doesn't have a liquid cooling system like its predecessor, the Powerwall 2. It also has these great, simple yet innovative self-leveling feet. So the battery can be wall mounted or floor mounted. And if you floor mount it and your floor's slightly off, it looks like you've got about 20 mil of adjustment if you had one foot all the way out and the other wound all the way in. So that's really innovative. That'll ensure that you can always have most of the weight of the battery on the ground and not actually hanging off the wall, which we do always recommend. On the left here, you've got another lot of side access into the battery. So punch outs, you've got 32 mil, 25 mil and 20 mil conduit holes. And you've also got the opportunity for rear entry for those installers with a little more finesse. On this side of the battery, you've got your on and off switch. It does say rapid shutdown switch for solar PV systems. That is not going to turn the solar off from the roof, just to be clear, but it will disconnect the DC inside of the battery and shut it down. The nameplate on the side of the battery on this side, which is etched in, it's quite abrasive to rub your hands across. Not that it really matters. I don't know how we're going to change the nameplate on this for when we do 10 kilowatt and 5 kilowatt versions. But it does also have a spot here where you'll do the maximum DC voltage of the PV system. So you will etch that into the side. So you'll need an engraver to do that. And it also has a QR code as well. I would say that's probably for registering the battery and setting up the monitoring platform. That is the unboxing of the Tesla Powerwall 3. Thank you for joining us. We can't wait to have many successful installations with the Powerwall 3 for years to come.